Hello. So, sorry about yesterday, but here we are today. So, yesterday went a little better than today. So, I went to, what was it? Ferndale. And so I didn't see as many patients as I wanted to see. I seen 8 patients. And so I seen the 8 patients. I didn't chart there because I got a late start. I think I got there at 2. So I got a late start. I didn't chart at the facility. I don't think I ever. Oh yeah, I do like the facility. Actually, yesterday I went to Southfield. I did talk to you guys when I was on my way to Ferndale. So yesterday I went to Southfield, and hold on. Start? What do you mean? Okay. So I did go to Southfield, and so let me go back to the Ferndale location. So I went to Ferndale. I didn't chart at the facility. I seen 8 patients, and I left, and I went and got my son from school, and then I charted. So it took me a minute to chart for some reason. I think because I was doing more than just charting. I was actually working also. And when I say working, I mean trying to figure out what I'm going to prescribe the patient, looking up the medication, making sure it's the right medication for the right patient, calling the guardians, because if the patient has a guardian, you cannot do any med changes without speaking with the guardian first and getting consent from the guardian. So I had to call the guardians or whatnot. So it was a little bit longer than I got Aiden, you guys know, at 6 o'clock from school. So it was about, so I got Aiden at 6, so I have to get him food, I have to eat, and then get him a shower, and then finish my notes. So about the time that I was finished with everything was midnight. So it took me 6 hours to get Aiden home, fed, showered, me together for the night, and then chart, call the patients, guardians, and things of that nature. So it was a little longer than I would like to be working. Even though I was doing other things or whatnot, it was like midnight. Mind you, we have to get into bed, and I have to get Aiden to school in the morning, get enough sleep. Both of us get enough sleep to get up in the morning. So that was that. So, which brings us to yesterday. So yesterday, we got a late start, being that we went to sleep late. He's in summer camp, so I just get him there when I get him there. It's like, it's not school year where I have to get him there at a certain time. It's summer camp. So we slept in, and I have to go, so I hope we don't shoot out. So we slept in, and I think I dropped him off at school at 1, and then I got to the facility at 2, and that was in Southfield, Michigan. And so I got there, seen 8 patients, and same thing, got Aiden from school, and went home to do the charting. So, which was last night. So I got done with charting faster. because I had to call some guardians or whatever, but I just sat down. I said, let me do everything I need to do, get him prepared, whatever, and then sit down and do my charting. And I like to call family members, guardians before 7. So called the guardians, got the consents, and sat down and did the charting. I was done faster than usual. I have a son, so I'm not going to be able to just do it with him there. I'm not going to be able to just get done and like freaking non-stop doing the charting, non-interrupted. So with the little interruptions or whatnot, I was done in like 3 hours with the charting. Once again, that's still too long to chart on 8 patients. Even if I'm calling the guardians, even though I'm looking up medication and, things of that nature. So I'm like, let me figure out something new. So I said, this is what I'll do. I'll get up in the morning. Instead of the night before prepping, prepping means looking up the patients and that I'm going to see, get my list together for the patients that I'm going to see the next day. You have to look at the past notes, what was done, if any changes were made. You have to see if they're due for GDR, gradual dose reduction of medications. You have to see if they are on antipsychotic and they're in need for an AIMS review. You have to make sure the medication that's in your system matches up with the medication that's in the facility system. And then you have to look at the diagnoses and make sure that your diagnoses matches up with the facility diagnoses. And then you can look at any the patient notes, nursing notes on patients. You can check that stuff out. So that's what prepping consists of. So I said, instead of doing that the night before, I will wake up in the morning and prep for my visits for that day. I would do all that I just mentioned in that day. And then I would get Aiden off to school, and then I will go. So when I do that, I also open up my visits. I don't sign them, just open up my visits. I make sure that the patient is at the facility, is not on the LOA, leave of absence, at the hospital, whatever the case, expired. I make sure they're still at the facility before I open a note, because you really don't want too many unsigned open notes. So before I open a note, I make sure the patient is at the facility. And so now I do everything that I mentioned, and I also open the note, and then I prep the note. When I say prep the note, like as far as the HPI, the CC, the chief complaint, and the HPI, I prep it. I don't think I can turn. There's ain't nobody over here. So I prep it, and that's what I did today. So this is the first time we start doing this method. So we'll see. But my notes, it's all darn near done. So after I see the patient, I can't complete it until I see the patient and see how they present and see what the nursing staff have to say, see what the social worker has to say, and then I'll go ahead and finish my note up. So I think this would be faster, and I think this is the way to go So that's what I came up with. That's what I do now. That's what I did today. So I'll let you guys know tomorrow how did that go. Well, it's the weekend, so probably Monday. I might do something this weekend. Who knows? I might do something tomorrow. I had a couple questions about preceptors, a couple text messages that I couldn't get to. So I'll probably do a video tomorrow if I have time. I have a lot of stuff to do around the house. So if I have time this weekend, I'll do a video, just update you guys on the program, or answer some questions about the program. And then Monday, I will let you guys know how it went as far as the method that I used today. Waking up in the morning, prepping my patients for the day, going through the chart. I even figure out what medication I might consider for the patient if the patient needs a medication increase or change or whatnot. And then, so I think I told you guys the social workers is the go-to people when you go to the facility. So the social workers, I asked them to email me the day before, so if they have any priority patients that they want me to see, and they'll email me and they'll put the reason for the visit in there. And I just copy and paste that directly in my note, whatever they say. So I'll start my note as patient is seen for a follow-up as requested by social worker. Social worker states, or social worker reports, and then I'll go ahead and copy and paste what the social worker said about the patient. And then I always talk about what I seen the last visit, or is it a new patient? And then I'll talk about what the nursing staff seen us have to say about the patient. And then, because I usually talk to the nursing staff and the seniors before I go see the patient, and then I'll go and talk to the patient. So I say what the patient states, and then I'll say what the patient was doing, and then I'll say what the patient was doing at the end of the visit, and if they were safe, like patient safe in bed watching TV, in wheelchair watching TV or whatnot. So just as a little scenario, patient seen for a follow-up visit per social worker request. Social worker states that the patient has been more confused, agitated, and would like for me to assess the patient. Nursing staff states that patient has been confused but is easily redirected. Staff states that patient has no issues with sleep or appetite, no issues with psychotic behaviors, no depression, no anxiety, no irritability. Then I go see the patient, talk to the patient if the patient can talk. Patient denies any suicidal ideation, homicidal ideation, depression, anxiety. What else? Patient reports appetite and sleep is good, and no issues. Patient, before I put that, I'll say patient, or after, it doesn't matter. Patient in wheelchair watching TV at the time of visit. And then before I leave, the last thing I put is patient last seen in wheelchair, in room, in wheelchair, watching TV, safe. So that's my note. Pretty simple. And that's that. So I always say what I'm there for, whether it's a follow-up visit or whether a social worker asks me to see the patient. what am I seeing them for? Anxiety, depression, behavior. That's a CC. And then I'll state what I need to, like, last visit, such and such was increased or decreased, whatever happened the last visit. And then I'll say what the nursing staff had to say, report about the patient, and what the patient said to me, what the patient was doing, and whether the patient was calm or had anxiety, their presentation. And that's that. So I'll see how it goes today with the me prepping the day of and prepping my notes, and see how long it takes me to finish the notes. And hopefully it won't take me 8 patients, I say 5 minutes to do a note. So I should be done in no more than an hour. So that's my goal, and hopefully I reach that goal. And if I don't, I'll let you guys know. And if I do, I'll let you guys know. And I start a second job, so I really have to get this down packed, and I really have to increase my patient load, because I'm not going to be on acclimation forever, and they're not going to pay me for 8 hours a day, regardless of how many hours I bill for forever. So my goal is to bill for 8 hours a day, and that I think I'm getting there. So next week, I think I'll just stick with seeing 8 patients. And I don't know, I haven't gotten the feedback yet, so I'm probably billing for more than 8 hours. So next week I'll really pay attention to what I bill for, and see what I bill for, and then I'll see and I'll inquire with the company, like, what am I actually billing for? Like, am I getting close to the 8 hours, or am I doing the 4 hours, which you guys have okayed for acclimation? But I want to be able to get to 8 hours, because like I said, between this job and the other job, part-time job, I don't think I want to do no more than 8 hours anyway with this job. So that's that. And I will holla at you guys if I have time this weekend, and if not, Monday. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I hope, as usual, that these little videos are helpful, and I hope that I can help someone who is going into this field as far as these nursing visits. I'm assuming it's the same whether you're seeing psych or medicine patients. But as you guys can see, I'm parallel parking again. And so I'm at the facility. And I did a pretty good job this time on the first try, which I usually do. Anyway, so I don't know what was going on Tuesday or Wednesday. All right, guys. Any questions before I go? Anything? I can look at the screen now. Yeah, okay, well, I am signing off, and I will see you guys next week, or if I have time this week, just to talk about the program and answer questions that I've gotten in the text messages. All right, but as you guys can see, I've been super duper busy trying to figure out a strategy for this job and what works for me. I apologize if I haven't answered your text messages. Feel free to send me reminder text messages, though. Like, if I don't respond, just send me a reminder. Hey, just a follow-up. I inquired about whatever, whenever, and if I have the time, I would respond to the text message. But I'm just really busy trying to figure this out, my career that I worked so hard to get to. All right, so thank you guys. Love you guys. Talk to you later.